What's up, brownies, and welcome to the Pretty Brown Rise channel. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do so now. You'll thank me later. Now, this is another installment in my conspiracy theories series. And I want to be clear that what I'm talking about here is the fact that I am neurodivergent. I've been gifted honors AP, all of the things for the entirety of my life, and my brain works differently. I often refer to myself as a computer brain because of the way my brain collects and then recollects knowledge and spots patterns that I'm not even looking for. So one of those things actually happened, or it came back to my recollection recently during Katt Williams' Club Shay Shay interview that was posted this year. One of the things that Katt focused in on was the fact that Kevin Hart's origin story kind of changes and evolves over time, and some parts of it doesn't even make sense. So, of course, I always come with the receipts and the research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that snippet from Club Shay Shay. You know what? In fact, let's hear that now.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you.
I'm also going to play the two different versions of this story that Kevin has told, once on Conan and once on Oprah, only slightly changing the ending or the narrative based on, present company. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually get into that audio now.
You had to live for a while. You didn't even really have a place to live, did you?
No. I don't like to say not a place to live. Yeah, you're right, I didn't. But my mom was my support system, When I needed an apartment and I went and got one on my own, I couldn't afford the rent because I was trying to do comedy. So my mom, she was very religious. She said, look, Kevin, I'm gonna put you on my back. I got you for a year. You can go out, do what you wanna do. I'm gonna support you. After that, if you don't find a way to feed yourself, then you gotta go back to school, you gotta do something productive. I said, Mom, okay, give me a year doing this comedy. So my mom was very religious. She was always telling me to pray, read my Bible. I need rent money. It's coming time for rent money. I'm like, Mom, you didn't give me rent this month. She's like, well, did you read your Bible? I'm like, Mom, look, I don't have time to talk about the Bible and stuff right now. I need the money. Like, this is for real. They're gonna kick me out. She's like, read your Bible, then talk to me. Mom, okay, goodbye. I hang up with my mom. I ain't gonna do this. Another month go by, I'm getting eviction notices. Mom, stop playing. Like, if you don't give me this money, I'm gonna be homeless. Did you read your Bible? Mom, I don't want to read the Bible right now. I'm not gonna have a place to read it in a minute if you don't give me the money. Right. She's like, look, I'm not gonna do this with you, Kevin. Read your Bible, talk to me. It gets close to the third month. I'm like, oh my God, like they're really threatening to kick me out. I finally open up my Bible. When I open it up, my mom put all of the checks for the rest of the year in the Bible. Amazing. So I open it and all of my rent checks fall out, and I just sat there with the dumbest look on my face. Called my mom. I said, Mom, I see what you did. You put it in the Bible. She said, did you read it? No, but I got the checks. Mom, the rent, where's the rent at? She's like, are you reading your Bible? I said, Mom, come on. I don't have time to talk about that right now. Mom, I'm late. Like, I need the rent money. Are you reading your Bible? Mom, no. When you read your Bible, then we'll talk about rent. Another week, 2 weeks go by. Mom, they're gonna evict me if you don't give me this rent money. Mom, I'm serious. Have you read your Bible? Yes. Okay, well, then let's talk about rent. Mom, I don't want to talk about the scriptures. I need the money. A month goes by. I get eviction notice on my door. They're about to kick me out. I'm like, Mom, I go to her house. I got the eviction notice. She said, talk to me when you read your Bible. I can't talk to you right now. I just leave. I go home. I said, man, let me open this Bible up. Open the Bible up. 6 rent checks fall out. She put all my rent checks
Oh
in the
my
Bible.
goodness.
She put all my rent checks from that 6 months throughout the rest of the year. They were all there.
Oh,
I opened it up. I felt like the biggest jerk ever. I sat there, and that was the first time I tried to read from the Bible. I read about 2 chapters, and I said, Mom, I'm sorry.
That is a beautiful story. That is a woohoo.
She said, I asked you to read it because you need to stay faithful along your journey. I said, okay.
Okay, so you saw those clips. Now let me tell you the weird connection that my computer brain made between Katt Williams, Kevin Hart, Monique, and Taraji P. Henson. First off, in this Club Shay Shay interview that was almost 3 hours long, Katt Williams talked about a few things in particular. The weird origin story for Kevin Hart, Taraji P. Henson speaking out on pay disparities, and he even mentioned this thing that happened a few years ago with another comedian, Wanda Smith, where because he roasted her, her husband later came after him with a gun. So, side note, this interview is going viral because of the things that he said about Hollywood and how you have to do something sexual normally to become rich and famous. And what puzzles me is the fact that people are forgetting that Katt Williams comes out with this same story, bashing these same few comedians every few years. So he's been telling these same stories for at least 20 years now. Likewise, Taraji just went viral for her comments on pay disparity in the industry, and people are acting like this is her first time saying it, when I clearly remember in 2021, I think, when she was on The Real and she said the same thing. Now, people are also making the connection between the fact that why y'all acting like this is y'all first time hearing this because Taraji is saying it when Monique has been saying this for over a decade. Here's how Monique ties back to Katt Williams. One of the ways that Katt Williams got set up into or roped into bashing people on that Wanda Smith interview that led to his life being threatened is one of the topics that they talked about is Monique and her speaking out on pay disparity, right? But let me go even further with that and show you how the Monique, Kevin Hart, and Taraji connection is made. Let's go back 20 years, about as long as Katt Williams has been complaining about Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey. My goodness. So 20 years ago, in 2004, 2 movies in particular came out. Hair Show and Soul Plane. Monique was in Soul Plane with Kevin Hart, and she was in Hair Show with Taraji P. Henson. In Hair Show, the plot of it was their grandmother had died, these 2 sisters, and the grandmother left the one sister a large lump sum of money, and the other sister, Monique's character, she just left her Bible, and she said that you need to read it and get knowledge. So it took the whole movie for Monique to finally open the Bible and pick it up, and of course, she found that her Nana had left her the same large lump sum of money as her sister. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if, while they were on the set filming Soul Plane, you know how people talk shop and they're like, hey, what you got going on? What you got coming up? And Monique told Kevin about this movie, Hair Show, that she has coming out probably the following year and what the plot of it was. And that was where Kevin Hart really got this, my mama left me money in a Bible story. Now, I'm just saying it's a weird coincidence because his mother is now deceased and I don't know whether it's true or not. My brain just finds this very odd that this would work out this way. So, and of course, all 4 of these people have been in projects together later on. But 10 years after that, those movies came out in 2004, 10 years after that, in 2014, is when Kevin was doing these interviews and the mom with the money in the Bible story got popular. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the clips from Hair Show, and I want you to listen for yourself, and you tell me whether you think it's a coincidence or a bit of a conspiracy there.
The last will and testament of your grandmother, Ms. Ruby Whitaker. I, Norma Ruby Whitaker, do hereby bequeath the following. Wonderful peaches. Once you get wisdom, you'll have all you desire. I leave you my most prized possession. Of my Bible. Nana Ruby.
That's it.
That's it.
Happy is the man
that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
My dearest Peaches, if you are reading this, then I know you've grown into a beautiful woman. Know that in the end, all you have is each other. I love you, Nana.
I love you too, Nana.
Now, another weird coincidence is that sounds like the voice of the person that does the RRG YouTube channel. But again, my brain's weird. All right, so that's all I have. I wanted to just give you some insight on how my weird computer brain works, and you tell me, do you think that it's a conspiracy or just a coincidence? Also, if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that. And if you can appreciate this video, you might want to consider hitting that super thanks button and blessing your girl, as I am now a full-time content creator with a chronic illness, trying to do the best that I can. And as I sign off, I would just like to remind you all to remember to always keep it classy. Comment, like, appreciate, share, and subscribe, y'all.